ladies
Hello.
doing?
Hello.
One of the things that I really loved about this film is when I was watching it, you know, they be trying to make it seem like the men be leading the revolution, but it's always the women. And when I was watching all your characters, I was like, yes, they are badasses. They are doing everything that needs to be done. And I wanted you to talk about how important it was for you to be able to play full, well-rounded characters who actually get to lead. Even, I would say, more so than the men.
I mean, that's true. Perfidia Beverly Hills was the leader of the French 75, which was already like a super turn on. It's like, okay, cool, we're leading things. And I love the fact that when you watch this movie, you see not only just different generations, but eras of women that are all still similar in so many ways, you know, where she's like the calm and like the pureness of what's happening in this wicked world. And then Perfidia is like the survival. She's in survival mode and she's 10 toes down on whatever. And then you have baby Perfidia, Willa, that's just like with all the smoke because she is feeling the wrath of Perfidia's past. You know, it's like Perfidia's past is coming back to hunt her and Bob. So you see all these women really just surviving in their own forms. And you see everybody's battle.
But I like with your character, I think a lot of times we don't talk about the silence that women have to bear. And I can see like this weight of having to be apart from her family, to go through the ups and the downs of everything that happened with the French 75. I wanted you to talk about the importance of portraying a character whose silence still has so much to say, even more so than the words she actually speaks on screen.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, Deandra, she has the strength, but it's an emotional strength. And so she's not necessarily verbally expressive, so she's grounding. And within that, there is pain. You know, there's pain that she walks with, but it's meddled with her strength as well. And so, you watch her. She has a responsibility. She's a responsible person. She has a responsibility to her cause, to the French 75, and then ultimately to Willa. And I think she bears the weight of that throughout the course of the film.
But I mean, also, too, with your character, I mean, sometimes I be sitting there like, damn, we got to deal with all of this because of what our ancestors did, with how they messed up. I wanted you to talk about playing someone that has to not only carry, like, kind of, I would say, the sins or, you know, the things that went wrong from her parents' legacy, but also someone who has to fight for future generations.
Yeah, I think, especially during filming, I looked to not only Perfidia for like Willa's character because it's a portion of her life that she's really disconnected from, but I also really looked to Teyana because, I mean, she is an incredible woman who offered me a lot of great advice, and I think that having like Teyana Taylor and Regina Hall to look up to really helped me in those moments to anchor in and hone into what I really needed to do for Willa.
Look, I just want to thank all of you so much. And also thank you for what you said earlier, because that really stuck out to me about being able to portray someone who gets to be well-rounded instead of just being seen as a vessel for a child to come out of. So I appreciate that. I just want to thank all of you so much for taking time out of your day to speak with me. I truly appreciate it.
We appreciate
you
you.
for coming.
I'm sending love and light to all of y'all. Thank you for being badasses on screen, okay? Yes.
Thank you.
How are both of you doing today?
Good.
Look, I need you to teach me how to be cool. Your character was just so cool under all of this pressure, but I feel like you play him with like a sense of calmness, but you could also tell that he's the heartbeat of the entire city. Like he's there to protect everyone, to even help his friend Bob. I want you to talk about like playing a character that we don't get a lot of information about, but it really comes through the performance.
Well, I think you know, that comes from everybody involved while we were doing it, from Leo and the director, Paul Thomas Anderson. It just creates a character, and then we added little things. We had suggestions, but I think the fact that, aside from the fact that he's Mr. Cool and he's just, you know, under control, he's got very human things. He likes a beer, he's doing things that are not right, he's drinking and driving, and you know, he's not perfect. And the fact that he sacrifices himself not only for the migrants that he takes to safety, but also for his friend. I think that makes us like him. The fact that he, you know, possibly gets a DUI on purpose in order for Leo's character to get back in touch with his daughter. You know, so I think that kind of.
I don't think he's giving himself enough credit.
Can't
All
write
that
her
sub
back.
story that you're talking about, the fact that he's connected, all that stuff came when Benicio came on set, and our whole film took a very, a very different and more detailed and more realistic shift when he came fully formed, and all that stuff is just a lot of his ideas becoming the character.
See, you got to put some more respect on
I
your
gotta
name.
put some money over there.
It's true.
But I love with your character, because I would be freaking out how Bob is freaking out the entire time. But it feels like he has so much emotional weight because of, the past that's coming back to haunt him. But I wanted you to talk about the importance of playing this character who's also trying to fight for the future generation. He's trying to protect his daughter to help this revolution maybe move in a better path. So I want you to talk about bringing that to the character.
Well, I think that was at the forefront of what Paul wanted to talk about. Extremism, the divisiveness that we feel in today's society, and how it's going to affect the next generation. And as soon as Chase came on board, here we are talking about a bunch of old stodgy revolutionaries who have their own political ideology. But what does this mean to this young girl? Who is she? How does she relate to all that? And a lot of that had to do with the chemistry reads and just sitting down with Chase and seeing what she was like and how she related to a lot of it. And I love that Paul created an ecosystem where you come back 16 years later and there's a father and daughter trying to relate. They're arguing. It's not this pretty, utopian, home ecosystem. They're trying to communicate and they don't know how. And then all of a sudden, the core of the story is he just wants to get back to his daughter and protect the one that he loves. That's his new meaning as a character.
I need more father-daughter relationship movies. That's why I was here for this the entire time.
I tell you what, I did really like, because I have this situation with my daughter. She's always on the phone. But when Regina Hall grabs the phone and throws it out the window of the car, I clapped. If you heard clapping, that was me. I've always wanted to grab, my daughter's on the phone, I want to grab and throw it out the window. But it was really funny. It was a great moment, too. Yeah.
Look, I just want to thank the both of you so much for taking time out of your day to speak with me. I really appreciate
Oh,
it.
thank you.
And I'm just sending nothing but love and light both your ways. I really
Thank
hope you
you.
have a great day.
Okay, can you scratch my hand?
They're not sharp right now. They're dull. They're dull now. They're not too sharp.